You are watching the most interactive professional wrestling discussion show on the internet. WWE Impact Wrestling.
ROH Wrestling.
Pro wrestling at its finest on In the Hot Seat with your host, Fort Miners Project.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to another episode of In the Hot Seat. Of course, as always, I got a great show lined up for you guys, and as well being joined by a brand new guest host. And would you like to introduce yourself?
Heel Steven, part of Team Heel.
Alright, it's a pleasure to have you here on the show. And we got a lot of stuff going into the show, of course. And I'm going to actually start things off in something you really talked about, too, in your last podcast. And that is about Matt Morgan bad-mouthing the internet fans. And I was wondering if you wanted to really add more to that. And how do you feel about that more overall about Matt Morgan?
I mean, to me with Matt Morgan, the guy, I just look at someone who's very upset with his career as far as how it's been going.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, it's one of those things where he's probably trying to find someone to blame.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
it goes back to what I was saying, on the podcast. Anyone out there that's listening to this right now, can you, even yourself, can you think of any match that Matt Morgan that he has had in his career that you can think of, let's say 10 years from now, and say, oh my God, this match was like a match of the year candidate?
Mm-hmm.
Can you think of one?
Honestly, not that many, because Matt Morgan anyway hasn't really been wrestling all that much, so, it would be nice if he was, but I think he's only messing around with the house shows, I think. That's really about it, so I haven't really had anything, that spectacular out of Matt Morgan. Maybe very rarely here and there, but not that many.
And it's funny because I defended him, actually, in one of the videos that I made about TNA. I kind of, in a way, I defended him.
Mm-hmm.
When I said it's a shame how someone like him, who has the look of a world champion,
exactly,
based on his look,
right.
Gets shitted on by guys like Sting, even though he didn't tap out, but he passed out, kind of repetitive from WrestleMania 13, if you think about it. But again, it gets to me how TNA, in general, a company filled with so many young talent, guys like Kazarian, Daniels, Austin Aries, Bobby Roode, Jane Storm, AJ Styles, Kenny King, Magnus, Rob Terry, but yet they don't get what's the word I'm looking for?
Recognition?
Exactly, recognition. But yet guys like Bully Ray, Anderson, even though Anderson is kind of, mid-aged, but based on the people that he's around, he looks old.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy on how that happened. I didn't really know about it until recently, but it just seems like to me that Matt Morgan was in character. I don't know if he actually really meant that or not, but if he's actually really like that in real life, like I mentioned before, then that's really a damn shame. And I don't really mind Matt Morgan all that much, but to really have him go say that and just to bash like every internet wrestling fan, and all of us are not really like that, and we're not really assholes or anything, most of us anyway. There are other positive people out there, so, I think he was doing that just to, like you said, blow some steam and stuff like that. So, it's really crazy. So I don't know exactly what's going to be coming out of him. And
again, I mean, it's supposedly for a DVD just coming out real soon. So when people, with most wrestlers, when they do shoot interviews, they're out of character. They're themselves. If you think about it, if he was in character, he would have not mentioned, I was affected by class and public speaking, communications, and all that, and public, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So most likely he was in real life persona, not character was,
Right. Yeah, but overall, getting into more with him just a little bit more, I just really hope we get to see a lot more of him. I know WWE really didn't do much of anything at all with him. They just really underutilized him. And
I guess his biggest claim to fame has to be Survivor Series 2003. He was in his Team Lesnar, and he was him, Brock Lesnar, Nathan Jones, the Big Show, and the A-Train, who's now known as Tensai.
Yeah. That actually brought out a lot of good discussion on that, so I'm actually going to get into the next topic here. And recently, we don't actually get to see this, especially so early right now. And now that we have Paul Bearer being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame so early, I wanted to get your thoughts on that and overall about the life of Paul Bearer, maybe some favorite memories and all that good stuff.
Paul Bearer, to me, he should be in the Hall of Fame, absolutely. But to me, I just feel like they're doing it because he passed away.
Mm.
So in a way, to me, it's kind of a fucked up move what they're doing.
I can see.
You know, if they really, you know, how can I put this? If they really would have cared about him, taken into consideration, they would have, you know, had him gone to Hall of Fame years ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they did the same thing with Eddie Guerrero when he passed away.
Yep, I remember.
The year after, they put him in the Hall of Fame. The reason why? Because he passed away.
Right.
And to me, it's kind of early, him going to the Hall of Fame. If anything, he should have been, you know, as in, when I mean early, I mean like the news, like, yeah, breaking news, he's finally in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
This should have been done traditionally, you know, like a year, you know, like months, you know, like Royal Rumble wise, period. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
But overall, Paul Bearer, you know, when I was a kid, he used to scare the shit out of me. As a kid, you know, this was the yes, you know.
Yeah, that was freaky.
As a child, I used to like run and cry, you know. But that was me as a kid,
Right.
you know. And for me, when he passed away, it was like a part of my childhood just dying, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I was feeling the same way, and I was really highly upset about it, and it was really shocking to hear about the death of Paul Bearer, but I'm really happy, regardless, he is in the Hall of Fame, even though it is really early, and we really get to see this around, especially with the announcement during around Royal Rumble time for the road to WrestleMania, so having this be known out there right now could have been saved, but, you know, at the same time, I really wanted Paul Bearer to be in the Hall of Fame, and he definitely does deserve it. He was one of the greatest wrestling managers of all time, so I think that's really cool, nonetheless, regardless. And getting right to the next topic, and recently WWE has been promoting this, and I'm not really too sure about it myself, but this is about WWE Divas having a reality show now on E! Coming this summer. Wanted to get your thoughts on that and how you feel about that.
It sucks. I mean, they try to do, obviously, if you notice right now, the WWE's, they're in desperate mode right now.
Yeah.
So they're trying to pull stuff out of their, you know, out of their ass to see what flies and what doesn't fly.
Yeah.
Perfect example, it has Cesaro yodeling.
Yeah, that was bullcrap.
To me, it was bullcrap. To me, anyone who, you know, thought it was cool or thought it was, oh my god, it was awesome, you know, you're just blind to yourself. But as far as them doing a show, again, I just feel like they're trying to, you know, see what flies. And if anything, I give it probably, to be nice, probably give it 7 episodes, and then they realize the ratings are going to go super low. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know really too much how well it's going to really do. I'm actually really hoping, like, what's been going on, maybe we can have, like, some storylines come out of that. Maybe
I mean, I think what it's going to be, it's going to be like, you know, like, it's going to be like a wannabe version of, you know, Life with the Kardashians type of thing.
Yeah, that'd be pretty stupid.
I think that's what they're trying to get at. It's not more. It's not more like, you know, it's a storyline one. I think it's them in real life.
Yeah.
I did see snippets of, you know, Cameron Lynn with her boyfriend, whatever, and you know all that. So.
No, okay, yeah, I haven't seen that yet. But I'll probably give it a chance to see how it is, and maybe we'll see other things come out of it. But at the same time, you know, I'm borderline not really caring about it all that much, and I can care less. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll probably actually stick around a little while, like you said, and then we'll see how the ratings are gonna doing and everything like that. So we'll see how that goes. So anyway, getting into with the last topic that I do have here, and recently Dolph Ziggler has suffered a concussion at a house show, and this could actually probably be a jeopardy, which I really hope not, for the Triple Threat World Heavyweight Championship match at Extreme Rules. So just wanted to get your thoughts on that and how you feel about the concussion overall.
He's been, you know, recently, you know, I heard about the concussion. I hope he's okay. I hope, you know, everything goes well for him.
Yeah, no doubt.
But let's be honest here. I mean, he's been getting shitted on by, you know, everybody. You know, he's the first world champion that I know of that has no kind of momentum going into a pay-per-view. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see that.
And it's like, what the hell? You know what I mean? I'm happy. I'm happy that he's the world champion. I'm happy for that.
Right.
But come on, like, give him some momentum, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and I agree with that. I mean, he's really good as a World Heavyweight Champion, but he really needs to actually be winning a lot more and everything. And I agree with that, so I really hope this doesn't affect him. I really hope he can be able to still defend the World Heavyweight title, so I feel for him, and hopefully things aren't going to be getting any worse. So I think WWE is just going to be really extremely cautious with this, and I know concussions are a real damn serious thing too, especially in wrestling. So, you know, hopefully it won't be actually going for not just with the triple threat match and being hit change, but just having to be a singles match. I really don't want to see that. But, you know, if it happens, I wouldn't be surprised if we do get to see that. But I really think that Dolph Ziggler probably won't be seen most of the week anyway, going for the go-home shows for Extreme Rules, which kind of sucks there too. But I really hope that everything gets better for him, and then we'll get to see more wins out of him, since I really like him as a world champion. He's definitely one of my favorite wrestlers, and I want to see more things going for him, and I think he can really go even more as a world champion doing other things. So this feud has me really interested for watching that match and as well the rest of Extreme Rules, but that's probably one of the most matches I'm really looking forward for. So that about does it for the rest of the show with all the topics and everything. Is there anything else you want to state things off? Any stuff that you want to talk about? Any shoutouts? Feel free to do so.
Pretty much, you know, I'm Heel Steven, co-founder of Team Heel, alongside with Knowledge of Wrestling.
Awesome.
You can subscribe to my channel, where the podcast is always at, youtube.com/HeelSteven. Subscribe to Knowledge of Wrestling, youtube.com/Knowledge of Wrestling. Subscribe to my other boy, the Unigamer661, youtube.com/Unigamer661. Mr. Kerr TV, we and him do the combat sports segment of the podcast.
Sweet.
Subscribe as well to King Spinnernet. He's back as well. So he's all part of the podcast. We're more to like the current events, as well as the Pac-Man Classic, as well as Heel Cash. She's the first lady of Team Heel.
Nice.
And as well as, the return of DL Vlogs. He's back after almost a couple months hiatus.
Okay.
But he's back. He should be doing a video real soon.
Nice. Yeah.
Under a new channel, Dan Zach Lack. So go check him out.
Alright. Yeah, I will leave definitely all that down below in the description box. You guys definitely need to go check him out. And as well, for those of you who have been watching the show, feel free to leave your thoughts and opinions overall, how you feel about what we talked about and everything. And I thank you for coming in on the show. It's been a real fun show, and hopefully we'll get to have you on the show sometime again.
My pleasure, man. Same thing here. Maybe when they will have your gut check.
Alright, I would love to. Definitely just let me know on that. And that about does it for this episode. For the hot seat, of course, as always, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.